The age of Albion is nearing, but we have a long way to go. This is the prophecy of Albion, a prophecy written since the dawn of time, and the true human spirituality. Never before has there been so many distractions. People just don't know which way to turn. One guru says this, one narrative says something else. Let's give our brains a rest and let's start igniting our hearts. It is only when we start to listen to our hearts that we understand the true nature of what it means to be human and what it means to be ourselves. And only when we understand that can we start to understand the true history of our world and our roots, where we come from. Because how do we know where we're going if we don't know where we have come from in the first place? So sit back, relax, but most importantly, open your hearts, open your minds. The truth is coming out. The time of the sixth sun is dawning, the age of Albion. Are you ready? Let's go. The sacred spring. Up until recent times, sacred springs were revered all over the world. They were protected and they were honoured, and the people knew the power and the sacredness of them. They made offerings to the water, they decorated them with ribbons and banners, they made prayers, they made pilgrimages. Water was seen as a great tool for cleansing the body, mind and soul, and even Jesus directed a blind man to the pool of a sacred spring to have his sight restored. What if I told you that water was in fact a living being, and that can be altered by emotions and vibration? Masaru Emoto already proved it. When given hate, the structure of the cymatic pattern of water is ugly, unsymmetrical and disproportionate. When given love, it can form beautiful symmetry. Thoughts and emotions affect water. And they have also been proven to affect the growth of plants. This all just proves that everything in the universe is connected through the use of vibration. All is vibration.
Emoto became terribly interested in the molecular structure of water and what affects it. Now, water is the most receptive of the four elements. Mr. Emoto thought perhaps it would respond to non-physical events. So he set up a series of studies, applied mental stimuli, and photographed it with a dark field microscope. This first picture is a picture of water from the Fujiwara Dam. And this picture is the same water after receiving a blessing from a Zen Buddhist monk. Now, in this next series of pictures, Mr. Emoto printed out words, taped them to bottles of distilled water, and left them out overnight. This first photograph is a picture of the pure distilled water, just the essence of itself. These subsequent photographs, as you can see, are each different. This is the chi of love. And we move along here to thank you. And you can see where he taped that to this bottle here. But if you read Japanese, you already knew that. Now, Mr. Emoto speaks of the thought or intent being the driving force in all of this. The science of how that actually affects the molecules is unknown, except to the water molecules, of course. And it's really fascinating when you keep in mind that 90% of our bodies are water.
Makes you wonder, doesn't it? If thoughts can do that to water, imagine what our thoughts can do to us.
Could this be why the old world focused all of their buildings and so much of their time around water? Chatsworth House in the Peak District, for example, has a whole water grid surrounding it. It is based on the principle of enhancing the energy of the water. There is so much evidence to suggest that water, alongside frequency, sound and vibration, along with the ether, can actually make free energy, and a lot of these buildings were actually harnessing that free energy with the use of water, sound, vibration, frequency and ether. There is also so many examples of star forts or so-called star forts around the world. These were apparently used for defense. However, if you look closely, they resemble the cymatic patterns as Masaru Emoto suggested when looked from above. They are perfect in geometry, perfect in symmetry, and they have a lot to do with the water grid of the free energy of the old world. We see the remains of old canals and old diverted waterways all over the world. At every structure I have ever visited and that I know about are all built on the principle of water, be it a reservoir nearby, a moat, a lake, a diverted canal. Cities such as Amsterdam and Venice were man-made canal cities. And viewed from above, these are the star cities, the symmetrical cities. So the old world obviously valued water of great importance.
When spring water was actually examined under a microscope, it displayed high vorticular motion, which is millions of vorticles spinning round, because the water is extremely energized, and tap water in comparison displayed very little of this. There is also a huge link between springs and electromagnetic energy, as the sites where the springs are extremely high in electromagnetic energy. So much that even orbs and apparitions have even been seen at the site of a sacred spring.
But so many churches are built on sites of sacred springs. Why? Could it be that they are harnessing the electromagnetic energy already prevalent on these sites? It is no theory that certain sites harbour high electromagnetic energy. The old world understood ley lines, which I will talk more about later, and built structures along that line to mark out these energy lines.
The cool spring water flows gently from St Bridget's Well near Killargew in County Leitrim. All year round, people come to this serene and tranquil place to drink the water and say a quiet prayer.
But it is special. It is a special place. It is the sense of peace. And I like the water, the light on the water, no matter what.
Oh, well, they go back very far. They really go back to pre-Christian times. See, the well was the first important thing they think about. Good water was a terribly important thing. So the water that came up from the ground, they soon realised that this was the stuff to drink if you were to keep healthy and keep well.
There are holy wells in every county of Ireland, on top of mountains, beside bogs and by the roadside. Some are very ornate indeed, but some quite humble, all offering a haven of silent calm. There's a long association with cures. In the past, crutches and walking sticks were left at the wells along with religious objects.
I come here because it's peaceful and easy to pray here. It's quiet.
The ancients understood that in life we have the 5 elements, that life evolves around.
fire, water, earth, air, and ether, or Great Spirit. They respected each of the elements as sacred, as they knew that the world only existed because of them. With water, they pinpointed where all the powerful sacred springs were and built rocks and small structures around them. This was done for multiple reasons. One, being so the public could have an access point to drink and collect the water. Two, being that these were literal offerings to the spirits of the spring. And three, that the energy of the stone kept the purity of the water as it came out. People have to be the ones that take the power back and to actually reintroduce them ourselves. We cannot wait for the ones higher up to do it for us. They are the ones that have ruined them in the first place. So just imagine how clean and how pure spring water is. And going back to what I was talking about, elements do not run out. They are unlimited forces. Fire, earth, wind and ether never run out. So why should water? Water is an unlimited resource that is being constantly produced by the Earth's womb. We need to go back to basics as a human race and understand where things come from, where we come from, and where everything else comes from. This is what this time now is all about, going back to basics and understanding our roots. Stone is actually one of the elements. It is part of the earth element, and they understood that the connection between water and earth was very important. The cities themselves, even now, are loaded with sites of springs that in the old world were once used and honoured. Now all respect has been lost. They are being eradicated for corporate gain and to disconnect us from spirit and our true history. In the city of Preston alone, there is enough water to be used by the entire city. And the same goes for every town and city in the country. In fact, it was once this way, where water was fed from the springs to the people in pipes. Pure spring water, out of the earth's womb, has travelled through layers upon layers of stone and crystal over thousands of years until it finally comes out into the open air. Bottled water is denatured, shoved into plastic bottles and left to stagnate. And now for the big one, tap water. Fluoride may be the kinder ingredients inside. Some of the ingredients may be too scary to mention, but I will do it anyway. Even on the front page of Google, if you type in the ingredients of tap water, it says heavy metals, additives, fluorination byproducts, pesticides, arsenic, radon, and even rocket fuel, to name a few, have been found in tap water. And this is travelling through decaying pipes. It is unbelievable. This is not to mention all of the pharmaceutical products that have been found in tap water also. In Australia, only 70 chemicals are monitored during the tap water process, but there are 300 of known concern. In the US, 140 chemicals are not even regulated. If this doesn't encourage you to wake up to where water really does come from, I really don't know what will. So next time one of those UNICEF adverts come on, I think it's us that are wanting clean water. But going back to more of the positive side, sacred springs will never run out, they are still running. It is just up to us as humans to actually acknowledge the existence of them and to reintroduce them.
There is much confusion regarding Tartaria, and this is also the case in the city of Preston, for example. The Tartarian narrative states that the fantastic architecture we see in our cities is from before the reset, and the buildings were then redesignated into what they are currently, for example libraries, schools, courts and religious buildings, and then a mainstream narrative is given. This makes sense, but what about the photographs of Tartarian architecture that is similar all over the world being built recently? We have two options. Either the construction is genuine and they had the ability to build Tartarian advanced architecture in the late 1800s and early 1900s, or the photographs themselves have been manipulated by the controllers. But both of these theories do not make complete sense. Surely somebody has stories from the late 1800s and early 1900s that remembers or saw what happened. Did they have technology? Were they really building impossible architecture just by hand in sometimes less than 3 years with horse and cart below? Or were the structures already there? This didn't happen long ago, but still questions are swirling around in our minds, begging for answers. Why aren't we building structures of magnificence today? How did they have the consciousness to produce structures with ancient symbols and statues on at a time where the world was so caught up in fear and darkness? It makes no sense. Primitive tools just do not match with the architecture some travel from all over the world to see and crowd around. Perhaps the technology from Tartaria was brought forward, used and then phased out, but still that doesn't explain how they had the consciousness at that time to perceive such structures, at a time where horse and cart were the only means of transporting the materials. It is the same story all over the world, removing the bells, removing the Antiquitech. It is very strange how it took them longer to dismantle the old town hall of Preston than it took to build it. These are the remains of the old town hall, dumped by the River Ribble. So much of the old world Antiquitech over the years has been taken down in the city of Preston and obviously throughout the world. Throughout this documentary, we will be talking about so much innate truth and ancient wisdom, but this is the only part of the documentary that we will have to put our hands up and say we do not quite know what happened. We are leaving it up for debate. But all we know is the controllers are making it so hard to decipher the truth surrounding the old world. The entire area around Preston is huge regarding the old world, with so much lost history. The small village of Penwitham, as ordinary as it now looks, has evidence everywhere of its former glory. Not only was there at least 3 sacred wells, but there was once a monastery and an old priory, both destroyed. But by far the most interesting piece of lost history is the old castle, which was supposedly built right here next to the modern day church, on top of the mound. To me, I beg to differ. The mound is clearly an old Celtic burial mound. The castle was apparently a tiny wooden castle on top of this mound. I really believe that it was once a huge castle. It is clear to me, looking at the embankment, looking at the size of the site itself, I think the castle was much larger and was once possibly connected to the so-called church itself. Just look at the drop from the modern church to the ground. The entire place was so high up, as if an old moat was once present down below. The mound clearly looks like a Celtic burial ground, as I mentioned, and the clues lie in the burial ground now present at the site. Structures were always situated right next to the water of importance and right next to springs, and there was 3 sacred springs around this site. Penwortham Castle and Penwortham Mound is situated on a ley line, and this ley line is connected to the ley line that runs through Morecambe Bay. Ley lines are high energetic points in the land and are marked by stone circles, churches, burial mounds, so on and so forth. The mound at Penwortham Castle is actually said to go back to medieval times. Nobody knows how powerful this mound actually is, or exactly what it is. Could it be a site where someone very, very important was buried? Or is it marking the energy of the land? Or maybe both? It is yet to be discovered, but the energy can be felt so much if you just visit this area and treat it with respect. Living in this area for so long, I have really got to know the land well, and I feel that this was an extremely powerful place, and it still holds that energy. In fact, it is said that the present Lancaster Castle, a huge castle this is in Lancaster, was Penwortham's replacement. You see, why would they replace an old wooden small castle on top of a little mound with one huge immense one? It makes no sense. The only way this would make sense is if it was replaced because Penwortham was also a giant castle, and for some reason they replaced Penwortham's and put it in Lancaster. Another nearby town to Penwortham is Leyland, which is said to be situated on a ley line, perhaps the same ley line that runs through Penwortham, hence the name. There is so much left to be discovered, but what makes it hard is the modern day junk covering up the truth. But the truth cannot be hidden forever. The land speaks to us. As the indigenous people said, the land is a living being which holds energy and knowledge of the ages. The Celts and Druids actually had no written knowledge. Instead, they placed their knowledge in the stones and landforms themselves, along with using the Oham symbolic language. If we travel further to the surrounding countryside around Preston, we have Pendle Hill, a hill so famous regarding the witches of old, prosecuted for the knowledge they held. We also have Rivington Pike and Winter Hill, with its cairns and destroyed stone circles, and of course Martin Mere, which will be coming up later in the documentary, which was England's biggest freshwater lake. The history of the spring network in Penwortham is absolutely fascinating, with 3 known sacred springs, all lost: St Anne's, St Teresa's and St Mary's. But what does lost actually mean? It means they can be found, and it is our job to find them. The narrative states that this centenary well was built by a local joiner, Peter Gildert, to commemorate World War I. However, If you lift the rock from underneath, it says a different story altogether. St. Teresa's Spring. Is this the missing third spring of Penwortham? Because according to the stories, there are 3, and that makes a sacred site. It is clear to me that they are hiding St. Teresa's Spring. Why put a huge boulder in front of its true name? But the spring I'm going to focus on is St. Mary's, the spring that Penwortham used to get their water supply from. The well supplied nearly 6,000 gallons per day to a Penwortham population numbering around 1,400. The flow being sufficient to fill a 1.5 gallon pail in 40 seconds. But the water from St. Mary's Spring was sacred water, primary water, water that pilgrims used to come all the way from Ireland to see. So why has it been buried? Why has it been neglected? And why have the big corporations took over? There is only one reason for this: to disconnect us from where water truly comes from and how sacred and healing it is, and to make money. Just like I mentioned before, feeding us bottled water, tap water that is nothing like pure primary spring water. The well was used by the people of Middleforth up until the end of the 19th century, despite the village being located nearly a mile from the well, because St. Mary's contained the purest water in the area, and everybody knew that. The location of St. Mary's Spring is in these woods, because the field next to it is still saturated with water. It is buried, but being buried, it means it's still there, and it's still there for those pure enough to want to access its sacred water. It was said by many people back in the day that to wash the hands in its water is a certain antidote to evil. And in this old map, we can clearly see St. Mary's Well marked. This is the pilgrim's route passing through St. Mary's Well. Just think about how important these springs were. Residents met regularly whilst collecting their daily water, making offerings to the sacred place with magical and healing powers. This is what we could be doing now. This is what our ancestors did. So why are we allowing these to stay lost? Isn't it our duty to start reintroducing these sacred springs for the next generations and for ourselves? Around England and Wales, there are what you call terrestrial zodiacs. A terrestrial zodiac is a map of the stars on the ground on a gigantic scale that can only be seen from high up. These are made up out of roads, streams, tracks, and field boundaries. The best known example is the Temple of the Stars in Glastonbury. These zodiacs can also be likened to the Nazca lines in Peru. It is said by some that the largest known terrestrial zodiac in the world is in the northwest of England. It stretches from near Garstang, just north of Preston in Lancashire, across the Anglezark moors, through West Manchester and then into Cheshire. The thing with most terrestrial zodiacs is that they appear either circular or elliptical, with the focal point at the centre, just as the Glastonbury zodiac is centred on the Tor and the Pendle zodiac surrounds Pendle Hill. But the zodiac stretching from Garstang to Cheshire is unique in that it follows along a ley line with its focal point on the Anglezark Moor between Chorley and Bolton at a place called Round Loaf. All the figures are in the right order from Aries to Pisces, and all figures north of Round Loaf face south, and all figures south face north. It has been discovered that the focal point of Round Loaf has 20 ley lines emanating from it. Most other terrestrial zodiacs have either the stars or the shapes, but not both, like this one. For example, the main stars of Aries are marked by Broughton, Barton and Newsham churches, and in the town of Leyland, near Preston, many of the churches match the positions of the main stars of the Pleiades. Many will be wondering just how this was done. How can they, for example, form the shape of a crab in the land to match Cancer, for example, when according to mainstream historians, this was not possible, or was it? Our human ancestors of the true ancient world had the connection, the capacity, and the heart-centered wisdom to complete tasks they felt served a divine purpose. We can struggle to admit our own ancestors were capable because we have lost touch with our own gifts, instead consuming and distracting ourselves, when if we took a moment to think, instead of slaving away at meaningless jobs, we could put our energy into things that truly matter. We have inside of us these dormant abilities of our ancient ancestors just waiting to re-emerge. Our ancestors are watching us, and we have a duty and a responsibility to take back our own power and stop playing victim. The zodiacs show us that they watch the skies, and they watch them closely. They knew that everything above affects everything below, and vice versa. They felt the need to mirror the stars on the land. Why? It is unknown for now, but what is clear is that they knew the stars were telling them something, perhaps of a time of great importance, a time all the ancient world knew of. Most cities are unrecognisable to what they once were in ancient times, and the city of Preston, or Priest Town, would have been right up there with the best. With its spring networks, lost medieval monastery, canal network, and who knows what else has been lost to the ages. It just goes to show how something so magnificent and sacred can be disrespected and dishonoured, transforming a place into a shadow of what it once was. What is even more important, however, is the areas around Preston, which were once huge ancient forests called the Forest of Lancashire. There were dozens of ancient forests in England, all massacred. Trees are sacred living beings, and the destruction of trees, especially ancient ones, is still happening. It needs to stop. Trees are the standing people, the definition of life. We must work together to replant the forests for the next generation. We are the ones we have been waiting for. When I visited Castle Rigg Stone Circle on the vernal equinox, I was struck at how close the stones were to mirroring the mountains behind them. If there is something with these alignments of importance, it changes everything. These alignments are connected to the land itself, and it shows how connected the ancient world was to the land, to go through all of the trouble of matching the stones to the land. It is well documented that structures like the pyramids and Stonehenge mirror the celestial bodies. So it is highly likely that structures such as Castle Rigg Stone Circle are mirroring the landforms as well as the celestial bodies. When trying to discover the truth about the land, it is so important to gain a connection to it by visiting it, by making offerings and prayers, and getting to know one another. The land speaks to us, it is a living being, and it gives us insights. When we actively search for the truth, the land wants us to know. When I was at Castle Rigg Stone Circle, I felt the energies of the stones calling me to the truth. I went around touching each stone, and I received insights along the way. This is a divine connection to the land which our ancestors had, and this is how we can truly get to the truth about our land and our past. The land wants us to know the truth, but it is our willingness to interact with the land that this can truly happen. When it comes to navigating through our true history, logic alone cannot get us to the place we want to go. Just like we cannot understand where we come from and who we really are logically, our history has to be felt rather than thought. When we search for historical truth, we firstly must acknowledge the falsity of the mainstream historical narrative. A story is what it is, a made-up set of chosen lies to paint a picture of where we come from to solidify their agenda of the future. Horse and cart, crooked housing, constant wars for thousands of years. A great story with many half-truths, but the majority are blatant lies. To see past their narrative is step one. Now, where many go wrong is in the term advanced civilization itself. Many believe that an advanced race is advanced technology at the forefront of civilization. An advanced race in technology must be the true old world, people think, and I don't blame them. Many buildings and cities beg a belief. They are truly extraordinary, worthy of an advanced race. Some of the architecture goes beyond capability of modern builders. In fact, I am going to leave you with a slideshow now of exactly what I mean.
Incredible, isn't it? But there's a problem. Balance. Nature. Building after building, an out of balance civilization, just like now. The original old world would never allow that. Technology and greed over balance and harmony is what the mainstream Tartarian narrative goes off. The legend of Atlantis is clear, and I will explain later, but for now, getting to our true history, we have to go even further than a mere advanced technological race. We need to go back to basics. Once upon a time, there lived a simple people, happy with what they had in nature. They thanked the world and loved it, as they knew it was a part of them. They lived in balance and harmony, where humans coexisted with the rest of the natural world and the spirit realms. Their architecture was in balance with the world. They built monuments to align with the cycles of the stars and the moon. They had a relationship with the heavens, with the divine. They understood the 2,160-year cycle periods between the ages by studying the stars. This was not a technological advancement, but an advancement of the mind and the heart. They even built their stone circles to align with the land itself as well as the heavens at times. This just shows that they had an absolutely fantastic connection to the land, and they understood that having a connection to the land is having a connection to yourself. Their advancement was an advancement in collective consciousness, not a technological consuming world like the races that came after, seeking to take rather than to give back. A balance is what is needed.
When it came to the old world, they used a combination of frequency, sound, vibration, and extracting the ether or the fifth element from the ionosphere. Every single thing in the old world structures had a purpose. For example, the cavity magnetron, it would have been vibrating the ions and creating an abundance of free energy. The sound produced by instruments like the organ would have further enhanced the sound and again influenced the amount of energy created in the structures. The majority of the time, the organ was always placed directly in front of the cavity magnetron. The spires or antennae on these structures actually were pulling in the ether from the ionosphere. Every single structure regarding the old world was always in geometric precision. It is sacred geometry. Every single thing they created in these structures was perfect. There was nothing off, there was nothing wrong. Every single thing was made for a reason. These cavity magnetrons and resonators were found all over the structures, inside the structures, outside the structures. They are everywhere and were very important when it came to the tools of sound which they were in the old world. The columns, the majority of the time, also had iron bars inside, and iron is extremely magnetic. Just like in our microwaves, these structures had cavity resonators all over, vibrating the ions. The iron oxide in red bricks is known to store and hold energy, and this is why all of the old world buildings, including the ancient ones, a lot of the time had red brick involved. The old world was an electromagnetic grid. The technological spires on top of the temples and old world buildings are identical to the technological features displayed on modern day power stations. In the following clips, you will see where the energy harnessing technology has been removed from the buildings. These structures are found in so many cities throughout the world, and so many have been destroyed, and the water has been stopped from coming out of these structures now. Crystals are the foundation of the earth itself. Underneath our feet is layer upon layer of crystal. Crystal can hold and store energy. It can hold ancient memory from our true history and even aid humans in illumination. Our ancient ancestors understood this. They knew how to use the magic present in crystals and knew that our pineal gland has a crystalline structure that can connect us to our higher self and the rest of the cosmos. There are so many different varieties of crystal, and each crystal can help heal different parts of our bodies and our beings. They can help heal our DNA and help awaken our higher selves, and even our chakras. The true natural energy harnessing star forts that are in every continent all over the world have so many similarities with Masaru Emoto's experiments with water. As you can see, there is water all around these star forts. These are separate canal systems, and it is fractal geometry which is visible with all the structures and everything the old world did. The sacred geometry in the old world vibrational labyrinths found in so many ancient buildings, stately homes, and on the land itself had multiple functions regarding the connection to the spiritual world, but also the electromagnetic grid. The Celts themselves were known for using these vibrational labyrinths, especially on their stone circles.
Carvings both in Europe and also in India. There, labyrinths found their way into the world of the Greeks and into the Romans. You find them as mosaics, particularly in Roman villas and public buildings. They found their way then into the early Christian church through manuscripts, into the floors of churches and cathedrals, and certainly by the medieval period they'd spread as far as Arctic Europe, down into North Africa, as far away as places like Java and Sumatra, and also here in America.
The many wars over the centuries were used to destroy the knowledge of the original old world. The blood spillage on the earth is not meant to happen. Men's blood is not meant to be spilt on the earth in this way. World War II and World War I were huge wars, putting the consciousness of the world in such a low vibrational state of fear. Wars against the indigenous native peoples, for example, were used to wipe out the innate knowledge that they held. You will never see the controllers fighting themselves. They make so much profit and money and power out of humanity, making them suffer for their own gain.
At 7:55 a.m., hell broke loose. Man-made hell. Bakers, quartermaster, and line of communications troops picked up their rifles and fought tenaciously.
If you are still under the illusion that the material society is a free world, this is exactly how they take everything from the people. The same fire narrative worldwide to make an excuse for the destruction of the old world buildings. Dresden, Germany, targeted specifically during the wars to destroy all of the old world architecture that it once held. Innocent people locked up in these asylums for having knowledge of the true old world. This is just a short list of the asylums set up in England alone. Imagine how many there were worldwide. So many wars were given fake narratives. Their true purpose was to eliminate the old world and to set up the new controlled world. Mandatory schools were introduced to target the innocence of the children and indoctrinate them into this new world. The old world free energy is eradicated. The written knowledge that the old world held was destroyed and even burnt. It was so sad what happened, but the old world themselves wrote down prophecies. They knew that something like this could happen, but they had hope. All is coming to light, and the knowledge of the true old world is returning. During the resets of the late 1800s and early 1900s, the controllers did something very clever. They turned the ancient village, town and city ancient springs into war memorials, marked by Christian crosses and Celtic crosses. These crosses would have originally marked the ancient springs. However, during the resets, when they were turned into war memorials, slabs were put in the middle of the arches where the spring used to flow. A very clever tactic, targeting the very heart of the people. Who would question it? Villages, cities and towns were built around these spring networks, and these networks are still flowing underground, but they have been hidden, diverted, capped, and sometimes are still even used by the ones higher up. It is no coincidence that they are now using these sites to honour the dead that were fighting in these reset wars, when these sites were originally sites of living water, honoured by our ancestors. This was the time when a scaremongering narrative was given by the controllers to the people, so that the people gave consent so their springs could be taken away from them and the tap water brought in. They made up lies so that they could bring in a new, safer, controlled version. They lied that the springs were contaminated all over the world to scare the people into giving up their basic human rights. They didn't just eradicate the drinking springs, but they went around eradicating all of the hot spas that were all around our realm. The sacred springs then got taken and turned into religious shrines that actually had the water supply taken off, with the statues shoved in the middle where the water used to flow. If they truly cared, they would have put the statue next to the running spring and not in its place. This is the Lower Wyke spout in Malvern, and you can see that the water is flowing from this structure. It is a red brick structure, and these were all over the realm. However, most have now been shut off, as you will now see. This is an example of a former spring, as you can see by the arch, bricked over, and this is in Morpeth in Northumberland. Once you see a few examples like this, you cannot unsee it. They also turned the former springs into clock towers, and this is the top of the structure. But as you can see, the bottom of the structure still has the pipe intact. And as you can see here, a clear former spring turned into a war memorial. This was done all over the world, and now you have seen this, you will see it everywhere. We will have a lot of work to do bringing these structures back to what they truly are. But like I said, once you see this, you cannot ever forget about it. The ancient world always knew to watch the stars, the planets, and the skies very closely. They knew that what happens above influences what occurs below. As above, so below. They knew that 2020 would be an extremely vital year for the collective consciousness of the human race, and that the years following, humans could really make the shift into a new golden age. Again, it was their advancement in their minds that allowed them to perceive this, and then actually read the heavens to predict something thousands of years in advance. They also knew the sun was transitioning from its 5th period into the 6th, hence the time of the 6th sun. They watched everything so closely as they knew it was a part of them, and that they too were contributing towards the future of the earth. They trusted the process. This is also why they built their structures to align with the luminaries, because the structures themselves were huge astrological clocks and sundials. Having a relationship with what went on above was absolutely massive for them, and this is why they went through so much effort to produce the structures to mathematical precision. We are slowly coming back to this knowledge as our consciousnesses evolve once again, where we will one day be producing structures once again, just like the ancient world did. The outside world is a reflection, a mirror of our internal world, and this is true also of our architectural capabilities. As we advance, so does everything else. They would also have known how the sun, the moon, and the planets and stars affected their day-to-day lives, and they would also have lived accordingly, matching the rhythms and ebbs and flows of the luminaries. There was time for high energy, yet time for reflecting inward. They understood the balance. For example, a full moon was a time for reflecting on what had been and what has been learned. And a new moon was focusing on future ambitions and goals. They made offerings and prayers. And had sacred ceremonies on the spiritual occasions, the special occasions, like the solstices, the equinoxes, and full and new moons, as well as the planetary alignments. Connection was a way of life. They used sites that had strong magnetic fields to commune with the ancestors, and they did huge ceremonies. They knew that death was just a transformation of life, and they actually celebrated death as a celebration of the life of the soul that had just passed. They knew that the soul would just move on to the next experience. It was only the physical body that had passed. When the soul of a loved one passed, they made sure to help it move easier into the other dimensions, instead of halting it back with excessive grief and sadness, and as if death is only dark, like modern society says, simply because we have lost a connection to the cycle of life which our ancestors had. And again, this was because their consciousnesses were more evolved, so they could understand these things. Of course, there would be a time for mourning and grief. But afterwards, the soul would be allowed to move on freely, so the new time could begin.
Grandmother Moon, she shines her loving light for all to see as day turns to night. Her loving presence and unconditional love guiding you always from the skies above. Her phases change with the most beautiful flow. Connect with the moon and watch as you grow. Let her shine light on your deepest fears. Let her love bring you to tears. Tears of happiness, tears of awe. Feelings of magic you have never felt before. Set your soul free, open your heart. And dance with the divinity of the cosmic art.
We are all wanderers, chasing moonbeams. our hearts full of wonder, our souls drowsy with dreams. Tell me the story about how the sun loved the moon so much, he died every night to let her breathe.
Process called sonoluminescence.
The first time I saw sonoluminescence was in a darkened room. I was transfixed to look at this spherical flask of fluid, and you'd look into the center, and in the center see a glowing blue-purple light, which could be seen with the unaided eye. It looked like a star in the heavens.
Seth Putterman called it the star in a jar, a tiny spot of bright light contained in a flask of liquid. This star in a jar is made when a sound wave is passed through a small bubble inside a flask of liquid.
Going through the area surrounding Martin Mere is one of Britain's most powerful ley lines. This ley line starts off in Ireland, briefly goes through the Isle of Man, into Lytham St Anne's, through Martin Mere, and carries on until it hits Arbor Low Stone Circle in the Peak District near Bakewell. The information on Wikipedia states that it was built in the late Neolithic period, with the stones added later, sometime before 2000 BCE, but it says the site seems to have been in use until the Bronze Age. Who knows how old this structure is, but all we know now is that all the ley lines, apart from the Belinus, all the main ley lines lead to Arbor Low Stone Circle, or lead from Arbor Low Stone Circle. outwards. So it is just like the rest of the history around Penwortham, around Martin Mere. The narrative doesn't talk very much about it, especially when it comes to King Arthur. Our attention is always put in the south on Stonehenge. So why is this Arbor Low stone circle not talked about more when all the ley lines meet there? It just doesn't make sense. And soon you will see, when it comes to King Arthur's actual battles, how much they have lied to us and told us he was a fictitious character, always based in the south, when you will see many of his battles were likely to have been fought in the north. What I am about to read is a document by William Frederick Price on the 2nd of February 1899. And in the 4 wild battles by the shore of Douglas, Lancelot and Elaine, Tennyson. The River Douglas finds its source among the hills east of Blackrod and flows through Wigan, where it takes a sharp curve westward. At Gathurst, the country becomes closely wooded and is very picturesque. After passing through the narrow valley between Parbold and Ashurst Hills, the river continues its course over a vast plain until it reaches the Ribble estuary at Hesketh Bank. Camden aptly writes, "Douglas a riveret, creepeth and stealeth along quietly by this place, Wigan, near until which our noble Arthur, as Ninnius writeth, put the Saxons to flight in a memorable battle." It has been a matter of some controversy whether our Lancashire River Douglas is the Dulles or Douglas of the Arthurian legend. The subject has been fully discussed by various country historians, Hollingworth, Dr. Whitaker, and others. It is stated that Arthur's 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th battles were fought by a River Douglas. And is this the Douglas of Lancashire, just near Martin Mere? It is said that when Sir Lancelot was a young boy, his parents, King Ban and Queen Elena, had to quickly flee their enemies in France. They travelled by boat and docked on the shores of Lancashire. As they left the boat, King Ban fell, and in her haste to help, Elaine placed Lancelot on the shore. It was at this moment that Lancelot was abducted by the nymph Vivian, or the Lady of the Lake. Vivian raised Sir Lancelot, whom years later entered King Arthur's court and was knighted Sir Lancelot of the Lake. Martin Mere has since been known as the Lost Lake of Sir Lancelot, and some also claim that the sword Excalibur was thrown into the lake and to this day remains lost on the mere. Could it be, therefore, that it was Martin Mere Lake that was the final resting place of the famous Excalibur sword? The legends speak of an advanced race at the north called Hyperborea. Connected to the Arthurian legend. And the Arcturus star constellation. There is evidence of a cataclysmic event that originated at the north and spread worldwide, possibly linking to the famous historical destruction events of civilization.
In the frozen earth of Siberia, remains are found of lost animal species such as the giant mammoth, wiped out by a sudden global cataclysm.
Centuries old, depicts the true configuration of Queen Maud's land, which is now under nearly a kilometer of ice, and its true configuration wasn't determined until 1949.
The pyramids are encoding the reset dates of our realm. After the destruction of Atlantis, the survivors spread out all over the world. And built the pyramids, encoding the knowledge of the 26,160 year reset, so the future generation could access this knowledge. Each star moves 1 degree every 72 years. And it takes 26,000 for a star to complete a full cycle. The 4 angles of the Pyramid of Giza refer to the 4 signs of the zodiac of Taurus, Leo, Scorpio and Aquarius. The 4 main stars belonging to these signs are the 4 guardians of heaven: Aldebaran in the Taurus constellation, Regulus in Leo, Antares in Scorpio, and Fomalhaut that was once in Aquarius but now in Pisces. These stars keep the same position in relation to each other. Leo and Aquarius are the Sphinx, and the Scorpio-Taurus eagle axis is shown as a winged bull by the Babylonians. The symbolism of these constellations is encoded on so many old buildings. The Pyramid of Giza is an astronomical clock. The Sphinx's head marks the completion of a cycle every 26,000 years. During this era, the age of Leo, the Sphinx may have fully resembled a lion. It would have been looking directly due east at its celestial counterpart as it rose at dawn on the vernal equinox in 10,450 BC.
This section is designed to provide powerful information on the essence of creation and the foundations in which our world is built upon. Through these insights, we will then look at the pyramids and how understanding the essence of creation provides useful information on the intention, purpose, and perfection of these sacred structures. I will also be expressing my intuitive insights received from observation, and in this section, I am intending for you to also think and use your internal powers in a different way than you may usually be used to, in order to receive a greater understanding of life and the interconnectedness of all. This way of connecting can allow us to understand more about these magnificent structures and the ancient world. Now let's guide you into the world and the minds of the ancients. In part 1 of this chapter, we will be discussing the fundamental foundations of existence. Okay, so to begin with, I want to start by bringing your attention back to the basics, back to the very fabric of existence. Life is way simpler than our own self-made complexities usually allow ourselves to believe, and that the answers are always found in the simplicity. Existence is made upon 4 elements: fire, water, air, and earth, which are then split up also into the 2 energies of masculine and feminine. Fire and air being masculine, water and earth being feminine. These combined energies create existence as we know it. These 4 elements are then also combined by the mysterious element of ether. Ether is the oneness that is produced by manifestation, but also the oneness that creates manifestation. Manifestation and oneness cannot be separated, for they will always lead back to the other. Let's look at the pyramid structure as a visual example to help the understanding and assimilation of this. So the point of the pyramid is ether, where all the elements meet into one, and each of the foundation points are the 4 elements. If you take a look at the diagram and see if we took away the point, ether, there will be no pyramid, or if we took away the foundational points, or just one of them, there would also be no pyramid. Now, this simple fact is actually all you need to know. Just observe this for yourself. Now, in connection to the 4 elements, we also have the 12 zodiac signs, each of which all come from the 4 elements and the 2 energies of masculine and feminine. I will demonstrate this visually. So first we have Aries, which is a fire sign and is masculine. Then Taurus, earth, feminine. Gemini, air, masculine. Cancer, water, feminine. Leo, fire, masculine. Virgo, earth, feminine. Libra, air, masculine. Scorpio, water, feminine. Sagittarius, fire, masculine. Capricorn, earth, feminine. Aquarius, air, masculine. And finally, Pisces, water, feminine. As you can see, the zodiac signs alternate from masculine, feminine, and alternate through each element in perfect order, with 2 signs in each element, 6 signs masculine and 6 signs feminine. The reality we experience and the nature we live in and our bodies we inhabit are all born from these fundamental energies. Now, for the purpose of coherence into the next chapter, of focusing more on the pyramids, this is all you need to know for now, and later we will dive more into the basic laws of existence and the interconnectedness of everything. So let's recap in simplicity. Existence is based upon masculine and feminine, 4 elements plus the mysterious element of ether, and the 12 zodiac signs. Now we will go into part 2. The ancient pyramids with the understanding of the essence of creation. So now that you've been introduced to the basic foundations of the creation of reality, we can begin to take a look at the pyramids from a new perspective and allow it to teach us. Only the pyramid knows why and how it was built. The pyramids and all ancient structures represent way more than what our minds can comprehend. They are sacred structures of life that are crafted perfectly and intelligently through the observation of life itself and the energies that form the fabric of existence. They have not just been made in a physical way to produce the structure, but also in a metaphysical way. It is being crafted in precise energetic alignment, and this precise energetic alignment is what has created such a magnificent structure. Life is created from the inside out. Once the inner desire and the inner world is clear, the outer manifestation is also mirrored back and happens naturally with ease. And this, I am proposing, is one of the main components to the pyramid's creation. From observing the pyramids and this fundamental law of reality, we can begin to understand the true nature of reality, of how a truly satisfying life is created from the inside out, that we are the creators of our experience, and by connecting to our hearts and our soul's true desires, we can truly create lives that are also masterpieces and divine works of art, just like the pyramids. Okay, so let's look in more detail at the energetic alignment of the pyramid. Each of the four corners of the Great Pyramid are in alignment with one of these four zodiac signs: Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. In the 12 zodiac signs, we have either cardinal, mutable, or fixed, and we have 4 in each of these categories. And these are the 4 fixed signs. This quality is the quality that holds, that is stable, bringing balance to the base of the pyramid in an energetic way that also then translates into the physical. In addition to this, each one of these zodiac signs belong to each element. Taurus is earth, Leo, fire, Scorpio, water, Aquarius, air, demonstrating how the integration of all the elements and the energies they hold is what creates balance, and also ether, the point, the oneness. My view of ether is the integration of all, the highest point. We also have 2 of these zodiac signs that are ruled by the feminine energy, Taurus and Scorpio, and 2 in which are ruled by the masculine, Leo and Aquarius. In astrology, it is also said that the 2 opposite signs on the zodiac wheel balance each other out. Each other are needed for the experience of greater wholeness and fulfillment. And what is interesting here is that when we look at the pyramid, we have the Taurus and Scorpio axes. These are 2 opposites. And the Leo-Aquarius axes, and also are 2 opposites. And they are placed opposite to each other on the pyramid, again, creating perfect balance. This perfect alignment was no coincidence, and I am certain that this is one of, if not the most vital component to the building of these structures. I think the ancients wanted to leave something that would stay with humanity for infinity, that the logic would struggle to understand, yet these structures hold the secrets to reality. That those who are willing to let the pyramid share its reason for being will be able to receive the truth. Next, we will go into part 3 and delve deeper into astrology and the zodiac wheel. The entire universe is made up of all the energy archetypes we call zodiac signs. It is the very nature of existence itself, not just your Saturday horoscope. The zodiac signs are essentially different vibrations of energies that have certain qualities, feelings, and ideas manifesting from them. Our bodies are smaller versions of the cosmos, and within our bodies also lie the 12 zodiac signs. And each sign is associated with a different body part, in which I will go into more detail shortly. The zodiac signs we call our sun sign, or rising sign, or moon sign, are generally the most prominent zodiac sign energies that we hold within our being and expression, and our consciousness, and therefore we experience more of those attributes within ourselves, our personalities, and our experience here on Earth. And these signs we are born under have an intimate connection with our purpose here on Earth. Now, let's look at each zodiac sign in more detail, the attributes and the corresponding body part, and we'll explore the signs in order of the zodiac wheel. So to begin with, we have Aries. Aries is the cardinal fire sign, and its symbol the ram. Its ruling planet is Mars. The ruling planet of each zodiac sign possessed very similar qualities to the zodiac sign it rules. The body part associated with Aries is the head, and its opposite sign Libra, and its polarity is masculine. Aries is the sign of action, assertiveness, passion, drive, and forward-moving, urgent energy. The second sign of the zodiac is Taurus. Taurus is the fixed earth sign, and its symbol is the bull. Taurus's ruling planet is Venus, and the body part associated with Taurus is the throat. Taurus's balancing sign is Scorpio, and its polarity is feminine. Taurus is a grounded sign of stability, sensuality, and security. Gemini is the third sign. Gemini is the mutable air sign, with its symbol being the twins. The ruling planet of Gemini is Mercury, and its associated body parts are the arms and hands. Gemini's opposite sign is Sagittarius, and its polarity is masculine. Gemini is the sign of communication, adaptability, curiosity, and intellect. Cancer is the fourth sign of the zodiac, and is the cardinal water sign, with its symbol being the crab. The ruling planet of Cancer is the moon, and its associated body part are the breasts. Its opposite sign is Capricorn, and its polarity is feminine. Cancer is the sign of the home, and is an emotional, intuitive, sensitive, and empathetic sign. We then have the fifth sign, which is Leo. Leo is the fixed fire sign, and its symbol is the lion. The ruling planet is the sun, and its body part correlation is the heart. Leo's opposite sign is Aquarius, and its polarity is masculine. Leo's energy is passionate, dramatic, warm-hearted, with a regal and leader energy. The sixth sign of the zodiac is Virgo. Virgo is the mutable earth sign, and its symbol the maiden. Virgo's ruling planet is also Mercury, and the corresponding body parts are the intestines and abdomen. Virgo's opposite sign is Pisces, and its polarity is feminine. Virgo is a sign of organisation, consistency, precision, and sophistication. The seventh sign of the zodiac is the cardinal air sign of Libra. Libra's symbol is the scales, the ruling planet is Venus, and the corresponding body part is the kidneys. Libra's balancing sign is Aries, and its polarity is masculine. Libra is the sign of balance and harmony, and it's a charming and diplomatic sign. The 8th sign of the zodiac is the fixed water sign of Scorpio. Scorpio's symbol is the scorpion. Its ruling planet is Mars and Pluto, and its corresponding body parts are the reproductive and sexual organs. Scorpio's balancing sign is Taurus, and its polarity is feminine. Scorpio is a sign of transformation, death, rebirth, and sexuality, and is an enigmatic, passionate, and intense sign. Next, we have the 9th sign of the zodiac, which is Sagittarius. Sagittarius is the mutable fire sign, and its symbol, the archer. Its ruling planet is Jupiter, and is associated with the body parts of the hips. Sagittarius's opposite sign is Gemini, and its polarity is masculine. Sagittarius is the adventurer and the freedom seeker. The energy of Sagittarius is light, grounded, and inquisitive. The 10th sign of the zodiac is the cardinal earth sign, Capricorn. Capricorn's symbol is the mountain goat, and its ruling planet is Saturn. Capricorn is associated with the knees. Its opposite sign is Cancer, and its polarity is feminine. Capricorn is a sign of structure, rationality, dedication, and reliability, and is grounded in a persevering sign. The 11th sign is the fixed air sign of Aquarius. Aquarius' symbol is the water bearer, and its ruling planet is Uranus. The associated body part with Aquarius is the legs, and its opposite sign is Leo. Its polarity is masculine. Aquarius is a sign of new concepts, uniqueness, individuality, independence, and abstract concepts. Lastly, the 12th sign of the zodiac is the mutable water sign of Pisces. Pisces' symbol is the fish. Its ruling planet is Neptune, an associated body part being the feet. Pisces' balancing sign is Virgo, and its polarity is feminine. Pisces is a sign of intuition, imagination, and creativity. This sign is sensitive and empathetic. So these are the 12 zodiac signs and the basic energies that operate within them. They each hold completely unique fields of energy, which creates up our manifest realm and our bodies. As an additional note, generally the sun sign you are born into, if in a state of illness or life challenges, the symptoms and experiences you generally have are quite often in the area that your sun sign rules. This is because through our symptoms and challenges, we often access our purpose, more of our expression and authenticity, and this can be found within these energy realms. These energies held within the zodiac signs are also a huge aspect of what creates personalities, expressions, and even our physical appearance. There is so much more I could go into about astrology, the pyramids, and creation, but we are going to begin to wrap up and integrate what we have learnt. I believe that the builders of the pyramids themselves were students of life and wanted to understand creation, and through that exploration, a masterpiece was built. I do not believe that they only had one use, but rather they wanted to understand reality, to see what would happen through aligning certain energies together, and potentially what structure that would create, and the immense power it would hold. By observing the pyramid, we can see how energy exists before matter, and when we channel our energy into focusing on the inner, the physical manifestation happens with ease and true satisfaction, for they are not separate. I believe this is what the pyramid represents, and potentially what the builders were trying to show us. The pyramid is a symbol of life, the truth of life. Just because our logic perceives these structures to be complex, does that necessarily mean they were complex to build? Or is it the alignment that has allowed for the creation of these magical beings? If we open our minds, we can also see that this is true. These laws work just the same for the creation of our own reality. And through studying the pyramid, we can begin to understand extremely helpful information as to how we can experience true soul fulfillment through the understanding and integration of the same basic principles. The inner will always lead to the outer, and the outer, the inner. The integration of them is where the magic lies. It's where we bridge the worlds of the seen and unseen together. Maybe we can be intelligent enough and humble enough to start asking ourselves better questions. Maybe the question is less about knowing the function of the pyramid and more about asking ourselves, what can we learn from it? What can we learn from observing its magnificence? I desire to bridge the worlds of the seen and unseen together. The inner and the outer, the dark and the light, allowing my soul to experience and express the fullness of existence, the wholeness of all that is.
It's a man named Grebennikov from Russia. Grebennikov was kind of a non-conventional scientist. He was an entomologist, did a lot of work with bugs, entomology. And his favorite thing was to go out into the steppes of Russia and into the various outer hinterlands and camp out in the summers and study his favorite subject. And on one of these expeditions, he started seeing some weird effects. Show that he found a certain bug that didn't fly, it levitated. And this was, he'd put this bug into a little vial or something, and he saw this vial jumping up off the lab table, jumping up and down. And of course, this is patently impossible based on any type of normal physics. So he got into this, and he found out that the bug wings themselves were creating an anti-gravity phenomena under certain conditions. I think I found the bug. It's actually a beetle. And if you analyze this bug structure, you see a hexagonal pyramid structure array throughout the entire bottom wing of this bug. And anyway, he took a whole bunch of these bug wings and he glued them to like a Venetia blind structure, and he put it into a little platform he built. So they were all, these bug wings were all covered in here. And he used I theorize he used the wing covers as well as the inner wing itself. There's also a kind of a handlebar on this thing with some controls. You can see the thing a little better here in detail. The controls, I think, had to be manipulated continuously and probably vibrated to create the same action that the bug was doing. There was also down at the base some kind of a lever, which I suspect controlled the amount of lift he was getting out of this thing. Anyway, Grebennikov claimed that he could fly this thing or levitate it, and it would go around at almost 1,000 miles an hour. He said that there was an energy field that built up around this thing due to this, and by this thing building up, it built out a force field that basically surrounded him and protected him from the local environment. This is the platform with him on it about 3 to 6 feet above the ground, because here's the shadow here down below.
The journey of wholeness is the healing journey I choose to embark on. For wholeness is healing, and healing is wholeness. An ever unfolding, evolving wholeness that is already whole. In wholeness, we uncover the rawness of life. The messy imperfections of perfection. We emerged as humans for this very task. To pick up the broken, unwanted, scattered bits of ourselves and bring them into wholeness. To love and accept all parts of ourselves unconditionally. Nothing is forgotten, unwanted, or rejected. All is seen, all is felt. All is integrated into wholeness. The very aspects of yourself that you hide away or deem unacceptable. Spark up into consciousness to be seen, felt, and accepted. Alchemizing all into medicine with the infinite power of your unconditional love. In life, Everything seeks to be expressed. The energy must not stay stuck, or life cannot flow through you optimally. You must witness it all from a higher perspective, in which you are already whole. Nothing is fragmented here. You are whole and returning to wholeness simultaneously. This is the magic of it all. You never needed to become anything. For you are, you have always been, and always will be. The journey of life is returning to who we already are on all levels. To know ourselves as one and yet individual at the same time. One is not above the other. One is not more enlightened than the other. For wholeness is the integration of all of it. You are all of it. And you are whole.
There is an ancient prophecy that when the eagle and the condor fly together, peace will reign on earth forever. When the whispers from the earth become loud enough, we will no longer be able to ignore the shift. Light is creeping in between the cracks, exposing the illusions and destroying anything that is not the complete truth. What was once hidden will be shown. What was once not even in our perception, our senses, floods in as our heart opens wide. Soon you will see, as the sun shines its golden rays, whilst the children play. And run across the meadow. Chasing the butterflies into the horizon, that the prophecies were correct. The ones with an open heart will see the world shift before their eyes. They will look up at a cloudless sky and see an eagle and a condor flying high into the great gates of heaven, heaven on earth. That day will beckon the time of the sixth sun. Nature and all its wisdom will fill our veins, showing us the interconnectedness between all things. Mother Earth is the greatest guru, a guru that is within us all. All is connected, all has spirit. The bird wouldn't be without the worm wouldn't be without the soil. Leave a patch of land to itself and it will grow into a self-sustaining ecosystem, showing us the true intelligence of the natural world. Which we share also. We are a part of her. We are all God. There is a high magic that exists in every living being, every cell, every leaf, every star, This magic can never be perceived with the intellect, never. It can only be accessed through an open heart. It is only when we connect to this that the eagle and the condor prophecies can come true. To be grounded in nature and to our bodies is the true spirituality. We are spiritual beings that are having a human experience. Our aim is to be as authentically us as possible. It is only with our cooperation that the prophecy can come true. Must step into the correct timeline. The path of the heart is illuminated in front of us like a golden ray coming down from a setting sun. Follow it and believe. Believe in who you are. Believe in what will be. The planet has been waiting patiently for us to finally come to terms with what the indigenous natives knew all along, that we are all related. Atlantis was wiped out for falling out of balance with nature. The Earth saw that for it to regain harmony, it must start afresh. Our world has become dangerously close to another Atlantis. However, this time, the Earth sees hope in us, and as more and more awaken each and every day, the Earth gets lighter and lighter, and slowly, the world heals. We heal, and as we feel that connection to who we truly are, we then feel that sacred connection to Mother Earth and Great Spirit. Every being on Earth senses at some level the single biggest collective shift ever, and it is truly a blessing to be alive, truly alive. It is no coincidence that this time has been prophesied by so many ancient cultures. The return of Christ, the return of King Arthur, the Golden Age, the Sixth Son, the Eagle and Condor. They are all the same thing. What they truly mean is coming home to our mother and coming home to ourselves. The ancient Eagle and Condor prophecy is a beautiful and interesting legend that reveals future changes in our society. It's not only a message for the future and the changes that are bound to happen, but it also tells what happened in the past and how human society split into two paths. The Eagle path represents material mastery and analytical thinking. And pursued in isolation from the Condor wisdom, Eagle consciousness can lead to fragmentation and disconnection from the natural cycles, and the prioritization of material progress over spiritual and emotional well-being. The Condor path encompasses intuitive wisdom, emotional intelligence, and spiritual awareness. We have to integrate both paths in order to be whole. I ask myself the question over and over again: what is life? What truly is life?
Always a riddle in the world, she said. Always a riddle inside my head. Always a thing I wonder the way we come to be. Oh, it's a big old place for me. Yeah, it's a big old world indeed. Everyone is killing me and everything conspires. In dreams I have watched it spin, seen a violet crack.
What if the Creator made life so magical that we will never be able to grasp it rationally? Left is right and right is left. The way behind is the way ahead.
How can I ask for more?
What if there are no goodbyes in life? What if it's all just transformation? Nothing that is truly ours will ever leave us. It is part of our souls, be it our ancestors, our memories, everything like that will always stay in our souls. So really in life there are no goodbyes. The aim in life is to become our souls. But what does that mean, to become our souls? It means to be authentically us, to give our souls to our purpose, to what lights us up, to what gives to the earth rather than takes, to what truly contributes towards a life where we can truly call it a heaven on earth. Our own souls all have an individual mission on this earth, and it is our destiny, our purpose to go after it with every ounce of our being, to give ourselves to that purpose, to that mission, 100%, no doubts, just fully being present with every single thing that happens in life. We have to be fully present all the time. Right now I'm here in the stone circle and I'm taking it all in. I'm taking every bit of it in. The views, the mountains. I'm right here, I'm nowhere else. Nowhere else exists but now. Not even the future, not even the past. This moment right now, we are giving our souls to the present, to the aliveness. The purity of life is being alive in the present moment. Truly alive in our bodies, in our feelings, in our sensations. Our senses come alive once we be present with what is. This is what being alive truly is. Not just merely existing, being truly alive.
Where do we go? Go from here? May I light live on to see another year. Down to the water, down to the deep. Let's start small again and rebuild from here. But dear, there's a light that shines within. Have the courage to rise above and begin. Down to the water, down to the deep. Let's start small again, we are still here. Should we stay a while and let the days go by? I'm gonna hold on to this feeling. I'm gonna hold on to it tight. Then I will hold on and grow stronger through the seasons. And as we move from dark to light, darling, love will be our guide. I'm gonna hold on. In the moments of doubt, I won't look for escape, 'cause I still believe that love is worth the wait. Down to the water, down to the deep. Let's grow tall again, we are still here.
And what is life? I ask myself. We can't intellectualize life. So many people are reading all sorts of books, watching all sorts of stuff, all the time looking for something external to fill that void. What if it can never be accessed like that? What if the only way to truly find out what life is to feel deeply, is to connect with what is actually there? Of course we can use different things to improve our lives, to get knowledge, but the true wisdom can only be found within. That is the secret to life, to truly feel.
They say if the sun don't find you, keep dancing in the rain, and we'll be finding those lovers' eyes again. If the sun don't find you, keep dancing in the rain.
We've been using our brains for far too long, and yes, the brain has its purpose, but the heart, the soul, that is what we need to really tune into. The soul, to become our souls. That is not for everybody. To become your soul and to live your truth takes a lot of courage. Not everybody is there yet. Not everybody is on that path yet. But at some level, even unconsciously, we all are on our own unique paths of becoming our souls and becoming who we truly are. This is what the game of life is. Life is just a game. We've got stages, we've got different levels, and we can keep progressing. We should never forget to have fun. We should never forget to smile and to laugh. That's what life is all about, not to be taken too seriously. We've got so much things to learn, so much things to heal from, but let's not forget the laughter. Let's not forget the good times and the excitement, because at the end of the day, what's the point if we can't have a good time in life? And for me, there's three main purposes of life. Number one is to connect, to heal. Number two is to fulfill your own individual soul expression, your own individual mission, your expression. And number three, to have a good time, to have an exciting time full of awe and wonder and passion, magic at every opportunity, taking in everything that's here, fully present, fully alive. That's what life is about.
'Cause I don't know how to say goodbye to you. Through the quiet of the evening, there's a strength I never knew. In this space where we were dreaming. Now I breathe and find the truth. Every scar is just a lesson. Every pain a stepping stone. Now I'm learning how to love myself again. In a world that's all my own. In a world that's all my own. I don't know how to say goodbye. I don't know how to say goodbye. I hope you know my love. I will wait for you. 'Cause I don't know how to say goodbye. La 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 la, la 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 la. There's a strength from you. La 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 la, la 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 la. I never wanna say goodbye to you. Now every fear has lost its power. Every doubt has disappeared. Although I'm standing in the wreckage, love is drawing near. Is love something I don't deserve anymore?
In life, it's our instincts, our natural attractions that guide us in every single moment. Like being here, you don't even have to put words to it. It's so obvious that we are meant to, as humans, be in beautiful places in nature. We feel uneasy, distressed, anxious, stressed in the city. When we come to a place like this, especially when we're connected to nature, it becomes something so special that no word can describe. The stuff of the highest magic. True freedom, true abundance that we can never lose because it's something we are. Instincts and natural attractions are the same thing. It's what attracts us in every given present moment, and it becomes a practice to stay in tune with that and to not get diverted of our stories that we've been conditioned into, to stay on that path of our natural attractions and instincts. If there's one thing that matters to me most in life, it is time spent with the ones we care about, experience in the moment, and love for all. Time really won't wait past the moment.
Oh, and a home. Did you manage to find you belong? Ooh. Hello, hello, hello. Darling, are you still out there? Can you hear me now? Hello, hello, hello. Are you still waiting up there? Can you forgive us now? Hello, hello, hello.
Look around. Everything has a purpose in nature. That means that you have a purpose here too. It could all be over any second. Do you realise how precious your life is? If you died right now, would you be able to claim that you fulfilled your sole purpose and dreams? Remember that every single storm has always run out of rain. You can step out the cage and fly. The question is, do you want to? What if on the other side of fear was everything you ever wanted? Sometimes we don't realise that we've been in our own prisons and we need to set ourselves free. Do not give your power away. Reclaim it and reclaim your true self. What many people don't realise and don't really think about is that we all end up passing from this realm eventually. It's only a temporary thing, as it's shown here. But are we going to actually live life to the fullest? Are we actually going to go after our soul mission? Are we actually going to live with love and live with passion and drive? Or are we just going to let it pass us by? Are we just going to waste this existence that we've been given, this sacred life? Just look around you, breathe in the air, go on a trip, get to know yourself, and treat life as the sacred thing it is. Because if you want to think of it, or we don't, we are all going to end up with a tomb like this. But are we going to actually live our life the way we want to? Are we going to waste it? Are we going to enjoy it? Are we going to tell everyone how much we love them before they end up this way? Are we going to be the people we want to be? Or are we going to actually rebuild the natural world for the generations that are going to come after us? Because what we're going to leave, what are we going to leave behind once we die? What are we going to leave behind for our kids and our grandkids? And that's the question we need to ask. It is a deep connection with the world, ourselves, and the people we love around us that make this life so magical. To simply be there for each other, to make sure everybody is heard, seen for who they truly are, and allow them to express themselves. It is only when we come together that Albion is possible. Who knows, your neighbour just might be waiting for you to open to them. After all, that is how this documentary was made.